What is up, y'all? It's your boy the Renegade Enigma doing a video, and in this video I'm going to give you the results for WWE's Raw No Mercy pay-per-view 2017. And yeah, let's get right into it. Whatever. We're going to start off with the pre-show. The pre-show consisted of a match between Apollo Crews, part of Titus Worldwide brand. Of course, he was coming into the ring by Titus O'Neil and whatever. He went against Elias. Don't call him Elias Sampson, don't call him the Drifter. It's just now Elias. It was a pretty good match and whatever, you know what I mean. Apollo Crews, more or less, he dominated like most of the match and whatever, but you know, the end came out of nowhere when Elias hit his finisher, drift away, and 1, 2, 3, you're winning here in the pre-show, Elias. But yeah, let's go on to the main show and whatever, you know what I mean, the actual pay-per-view, because this was the pre-show, and yeah, here we go. Our very first match was for the Intercontinental Championship, which put the champion, The Miz, with the Miztourage, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel going against Jason Jordan, or like I said in my other video, Jason Jordan Angle, because he is indeed the illegitimate son of the Raw general manager, Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? Storyline wise, mind you, you know what I mean, for those of you who actually believe this thing, he's Kurt Angle's illegitimate son in the storyline only. But yeah, it was a pretty good match and whatever. Again, just like the very first one, Jason Jordan dominated a lot of the match and whatever. But the Miztourage interfered towards the end or whatever. Bo Dallas went to dive off the top rope and whatever. Jason Jordan caught him. The referee was distracted with him. Jason went to go do a move. Miz pushed him out the way, and his head was kind of outside the ring. Curtis Axel hit him in the face. I don't know if it was an object or like he just straight up punched him or whatever, but he got knocked out. 1, 2, 3, you're winning here and still champion, The Miz. Next match we have here was the man-on-man match, whatever the hell that means, because all these matches are pretty much man-on-man, unless you're a woman, I guess, but, you know what I mean, it was marketed as the man-on-man match, and that was Bray Wyatt going against Finn Balor. And I guess it's the fact that he wasn't the demon, he didn't have the makeup on and whatever. But yeah, Bray Wyatt made his entrance and whatever. Then Finn Balor made his entrance with, in my opinion, some ugly ass gear and whatever. It was like his regular gear, but it was like an ugly gray color. You know what I mean? It wasn't his regular gear. I hated it, but whatever, right? He made his entrance. At one point, he looked at the fans during his entrance or whatever. Bray Wyatt attacked him and basically injured his rib. So this was the story of the match. He, like, you know, Finn Balor had to recover from the rib injury and whatever. And, you know, basically had to prove his manhood and whatever, because basically they were taking him to the back, and Bray Wyatt was basically like, you're not a demon, you're not even a man. Basically pissing off Finn Balor and whatever, and that's when the match started and whatever. Long story short, Finn Balor basically, like, came back, did his finisher, the coup de grace, 1, 2, 3, you're winning here in the man-on-man match, Finn Balor. Pretty good pay-per-view so far, but here's where it gets kicked up a notch and whatever. Next we have, for the Raw Tag Team Championship, we have The Shield, you know, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. They're going against The Bar, Cesaro, and Sheamus. And yeah, really sick match and whatever. They did all their spots and whatever, all their finishers and what have you, you know what I mean? It was pretty awesome and whatever. At one point, it was this spot where, I don't know exactly how it happened, but apparently Cesaro's face hit the, not the turnbuckle, but the ring post within the ring and had his teeth knocked out. It was either that or when Seth Rollins kicked him in the face or whatever. Regardless, Cesaro had his teeth kicked out his mouth and whatever, or knocked out his mouth, and now he's pretty much toothless and whatever, you know, like, it's like the two upper teeth of the front and whatnot, right? But yeah, he basically bled throughout the whole match and whatever, and it was crazy. At one point, it looked like Dean Ambrose injured himself too, because you see him next to the guardrail after like jumping outside with a suicide dive. Seemed like he was trying to put his shoulder back in place and whatever, you know, pop it back in place. But yeah, the end came when Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose did their kind of double team move and whatever, where Seth Rollins did his knee, which was kind of like Kenny Omega's V-trigger. And after that, Dean Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds, DDT, 1, 2, 3, or winners here. And still, Raw Tag Team Champions, The Shield, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. Next we have a Fatal 5-Way for the Raw Women's Championship. We have the champion, Alexa Bliss, going against Bayley, Emma, Nia Jax, and Sasha Banks. Again, this match was really awesome, whatever. I wasn't sure at first whether or not this was one fall to the finish or it was elimination or whatever. Thank God it wasn't, elimination or whatever, because this match would have went really freaking long. Like, with the little bit of time they had, they pulled off a great match and whatever. Nia Jax kind of like dominated throughout this whole thing, whatever. Like, they kind of like hinted at something going on between Bayley and Sasha and whatever. Emma did really good. But yeah, Alexa Bliss came away with the win here. I forget exactly how she won, but she came away with the win. 1, 2, 3, your winner here, still women's champion on Raw, Alexa Bliss. But later on Talking to Raw, whatever, after the pay-per-view was over and whatever, she was talking about how she beat everybody on the Raw roster and whatever, and like how Mickie James is old and whatever. That's not the story here, but she basically like kind of threw some shade on Asuka, which if you don't know, Asuka got called up to the main roster and on Raw and whatever. So I see these two like probably feuding on the next Raw pay-per-view and whatever. And of course, Asuka's gonna win the Raw Women's title, because as of right now, she's still undefeated. She still would have had the NXT Women's title and whatever, but she got injured and whatever. And they did a storyline where she got called up and whatever. So that's the thing. So as of now, she's still undefeated and whatever. And I'm calling it right now, even before this even starts. She's gonna be the next Raw Women's Champion. But yeah, on to the next match. And of course, our next match is what I call the Battle of the Superheroes. Super Cena versus Super Reigns and whatever. Really awesome match and whatever. At one point, I thought John Cena broke his neck and whatever, because they did a spot kind of how they did with John Cena versus Dave Bautista and whatever, where Dave Bautista broke John Cena's neck because John Cena dove off the top rope trying to hit a top rope leg drop, and Batista caught him for the Batista bomb. In this case, it looked like a spine buster and whatever, but it looked like a pretty sick bump and whatever. It was another bump where John Cena was about to put Roman Reigns through the announcement table and whatever, and like he didn't get to do the AA, but Roman hit the spear, but it looked really nasty the way he hit it. Like his neck was all contorted and whatever. Roman's, that is, not Cena's. And it looked like Roman really hurt himself and whatever. Yeah, Cena hit a couple AAs and whatever, didn't get him. At one point, Cena hit an AA, flipped him over, did another AA, but Roman still kicked out. And Roman of course hit his Superman punches here and there. Cena kicked out, but the end came where Roman hit a Superman punch, then immediately hit the spear. 1, 2, 3, your winner here is Roman Reigns. Now the interesting thing about it here is Cena got up and whatever, in typical Cena fashion and whatever, shook Roman Reigns' hand or whatever, and told him something. We never found out exactly what he said to Roman and whatever, but Roman left and whatever, and they had mutual respect and whatever. And of course, Cena's he took a bow and whatever, which I guess is his final bow, whatever. This may or may not be his final match. If not, he's leaving really soon, y'all. You know what I mean? But this may have been his final match. We probably won't hear from him for a while. But he took a bow, started shaking hands with fans and whatever. And that basically was it until Talking Raw and whatever, or Raw Talk, whatever you call it, right? And, he more or less alluded to the fact that, he said he's not leaving, but things are going to change. But, I'm in the belief that he's leaving, you know what I mean? If not now, really freaking soon and whatever. He's already a part-timer. I think, his time is up, you know what I mean? It's going to be a lot less time with John Cena. So, if you hate John Cena, rejoice. If you love John Cena, I got bad news for y'all. But, yeah. again, the winner there, Roman Reigns, and apparently John Cena is about to retire. That's the news there. And next we have basically, in my opinion, what ruined this pay-per-view and whatever. It was hyped up to this point, and that is for the WWE Cruiserweight title. We had Neville, the king of the Cruiserweights, defending the title against Enzo Amore. And of course, we all knew what was going to happen and whatever, but it's just horrible the way it happened and whatever. Enzo Amore, you know, is the Cruiserweight champion now, but, you know, it was all because Neville was about to go for his Red Arrow finish move off the top rope, but, you know, he got cocky and instead hit a Phoenix Splash or whatever, missed it, and yeah, Enzo went outside the ring, grabbed the title and whatever, and pretended to try to hit Neville with the belt and whatever. The referee asked for the belt back. While the referee was distracted, bam, nut shot. And you know what I mean? He's a face. Like, what the hell? Like, you're not Eddie Guerrero, dog. You're not Eddie Guerrero. Stop trying to be Eddie Guerrero. He kicks him in the balls, and then, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, you're winner here, and new Cruiserweight champion, Enzo Amore. Again, in Raw Talk and whatever, they had an interview with him and whatever, and he claims he's going to change the belt and whatever. I seen mock-ups of this on, you know, Twitter and what have you, so I hope this is not true and whatever. Like, I like the way the belt looks now, but there was one I seen where it had, like, I don't know, like, fur or whatever. It was, like, I don't know, like, cheetah skin or some shit. Like, you know, this is Enzo, so this is a possibility, so I most certainly hope not. I hope immediately whoever's the next #1 contender beats him for it. Hopefully it's Neville, and Neville gets it right back, and then maybe later down the line, like I said in my prediction video, Cedric Alexander, after his feud with Jack Gallagher, will go against whoever the champion is, and then he becomes the champion. But yeah, this match was horrible. Like, it wasn't even worth it. Like, what the hell? But yeah, finally we had the main event of the evening, and that is the champion, Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, with his advocate, Paul Heyman, going against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman dominated, let's say, like 95% of this match. It was awesome and whatever. The story here was Brock Lesnar could not hit the F5. He attempted to hit him with it twice, and like basically Braun like got out of it and whatever. And Braun hit Lesnar with his finisher, the Power Slam, I want to say like 3 times and whatever. Yeah, he dominated, but you know, he couldn't take the beast down and whatever. He kept trying and trying, but he couldn't take him down. When finally he tried to go for the Power Slam one more time, but Brock reversed it finally into the F5, 1, 2, 3, and still your Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. So yeah, my question for y'all is, if not Samoa Joe, if not, you know, Braun Strowman, who's gonna beat Brock Lesnar? Allegedly it's gonna be Roman Reigns. I most certainly hope not at, you know, WrestleMania or whatever. But, you know, I mean, that's apparently what they're going with. Who would you want to beat Brock Lesnar and whatever? And do you agree with all these finishes, y'all? You know what I mean? Comment down below. You know what I mean? This is a conversation and whatever. I want to, like, interact with y'all. So, yeah, comment down below and tell me how do y'all feel about this pay-per-view or whatever. What do you rate it? Other than the Enzo thing, you know what I mean? Take that out the equation. I would rate this a solid 8.5. The pay-per-view was good. It had WrestleMania quality matches, in my honest opinion. So yeah, 8.5 and whatever. It would have been a 9 if it wasn't for Enzo. But yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Again, comment down below with your feelings and whatever. And you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And until next time, y'all. Peace.